This is the RACC vest. The components within this vest are identical to the RACC belt. The difference between the two units is this is a vest similar to a bulletproof vest without the Kevlar inserts. It applies to the wearer the same way a ballistic vest would with these adjustable Velcro straps. It has the same two belt system security retention system that the RACC belt has. Inside the vest houses the receiver module and the stun module. The large difference on the vest, as opposed to the RACC belt, are contact positions. There are 4 probes total, 1 at each shoulder, and as I'll show you in a moment, 1 on each lower quadrant of the back. Current running back and forth between these 2 points, creating greater intensity through greater distance. Inside the vest, you'll find an insert plate. The insert plate contains the 2 components, the receiver module and the stun module. Positive leads and negative leads are connected to the stun module. Here you can see the 2 probes that would be on either shoulder and the 2 contact probes that would be at the bottom over the lower part of the back. Activation of the device, you turn it on with a barrel key just like the RACC belt and depress the 2 switches. As with the RACC belt, this is 50,000 volts and runs for approximately 8 seconds, allowing a window of time of pain compliance for officers to gain control of the individual. As with the RACC belt, the components, as we discussed, are the same. The power source is the same. It's either a 9-volt lithium user-replaceable battery or a rechargeable nickel metal hydride battery. Transmission distances are identical to the belt as well, to the fact that we have the same components, 300 feet optimal, and line of sight is best. This is the RACC vest worn by an individual. The RACC vest can be worn over the clothing or under the clothing. As you can see, it is very similar to what you may recognize as a bulletproof vest. However, there is no Kevlar in the unit. It's simply a carrier for the RACC system. The RACC system components are located on the insert plate that is now inside the vest. As you can see here, the security belt system that goes around the individual's waist is very similar to the RACC belt. There's an inner belt made of elastic, and there's an outer belt made of the nylon, thread through the cam guides, and lock down through the cam buckle with a master lock to avoid, once again, tampering with the device by the subject. The difference between this and the RACC belt is there are 4 points of contact as discussed earlier. The probes are now located on each shoulder and over each lower part of the back, providing 4 points of contact as opposed to the 2 on the RACC belt. This is the second option for the RACC vest system. The purpose of the white vest is for easy application and removal for convenience. It does not have the inner and outer security belt locking system. With the individual always in line of sight, this is for easy transport in and out of the courtroom if they're always going to be in view of the officer. As you can see in the back, it's a simple Velcro enclosure that secures it around the individual. Good contact is made with the 4 contact probes that we discussed previously on the other RACC vest option.